Hello everyone and welcome back to that one playthrough of MMORPG Tycoon 2. I am Kyle once again, and you join us in Baltron, our little lovely port city once again, watching some people kind of stroll their way back into Eastwash for some reason. They don't want to be here apparently. I would like to spend today's episode kind of creating a few base elements that are going to help us with some quest building as time goes on within this region. So obviously we got a bunch of this rock rubble type stuff, and I want this to be an exploratory area in terms of, obviously there's wolves and stuff to fight, but I would like there to be a little bit of a quest to search for artifacts. So very simply, obviously there's people that would live within the port town that could come over here and, you know, work for this sort of thing, but I think it'd be better if some of the Angari kind of quote-unquote soldiers are the ones kind of tasked with coming here. I'm gonna kind of create just a couple of tents. Gonna quickly create this camp with a few small elements to it. Okay, just a quick little camp. 2 tents. We got a couple of bunks with some supplies, a little work desk. I could potentially add a little bit more in there, potentially. A little place where they've been maybe eating their meals. They've got a cooking spit in the wagon they brought everything with. That way they can kind of have a research post here. So what I'd like to do right off the bat, we're going to take an Angari Ranger quest giver. We'll put them in here as kind of the head researcher person guy. And then we'll put a couple of Angari guards just kind of scattered around. Not too many of them because we've got 4 bunks. I'd like it to feel like there's just this team of 4 chilling out here. All right, one thing I'd like to do is I'm going to add a new NPC. Now, before anyone gets too excited about what's going to happen with this, this is essentially going to be a nothing NPC. It's gonna be maxed out on health just so it becomes an unkillable object. I'm gonna make its speed as low as I possibly can. We will give it a base attack damage of 0. Oh, I must have at least one effect. Okay, all right, this thing's gonna generate rage even though it doesn't need rage. We're gonna drag all these other abilities out of here. Boop. And I'm literally going to call this a quest marker. Oh, it just gave me a warning. NPC class quest marker cannot attack. Yeah, okay, dismiss that. Maybe I should give, okay, well, here's what we'll do. Yeah, it's basically saying, hey, this thing, oh, maybe it's because it's generating rage, but it doesn't have rage. I don't know. All right, let's just give it damage then, and we'll make it 0.1. Okay, this thing is capable of damage. So quest markers can deal damage because it's a thing that's got to happen. How about this? We'll make the cast time as long as possible. We'll make cooldown as long as possible. Just I don't want it doing anything. Model editor. Can I give it no head? Do I have to have all the body parts? Apparently I got to. Okay, well, I'm gonna make this all as tiny as possible. Just turn it into the rock. Turn it into a rock. Okay, here is the quest marker. It is as tiny an object as I can possibly make. Let's go back into the torso. We're gonna bring it down and then like preferably like in the ground. So it's just always not findable. Maybe that's a bad thing. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna make it hidden underground. Okay, so basically what that allows us to do is similar to what I did in Eastwash. So in Eastwash, I wanted a quest marker, for example, inside of like this thing, and I think, yeah, I put a building in here. So when people have to go to it, they basically are going to this one singular modular building that's hidden inside of a giant rock. That becomes problematic when I want to use smaller locations to send people to. So as an example, if we're in the town here and I said, oh, I want somebody to go search for a specific object, or I want somebody to go and, let's say, pick a flower or do something like that, I can now go into my NPCs. I can get the quest marker NPC, and if I just place this somewhere, it will essentially just create that as a singular little location that I can then potentially click on. Now, I'll have to do some testing because, well, if I put this underground, I don't know if I'm going to be able to click on it per se. But there's some other tricks I might have in place to do this. So we're going to do a quick little test. I'm going to place one of these right here. Now, if I get this guy, where'd he go? I need you. Yeah, okay, so I can see the little guard symbol, so I know there's a quest marker there. And it does move. Yes, it is going to move because it is technically an NPC, which I don't think I can make NPCs that don't move. It's hard to click on, that's for sure. Okay, I might have to raise the altitude. Yeah, because I don't think I can click on it. Okay, so we're gonna put it like maybe like halfway in the ground. Base speed is down to 1. I wish I could make its base speed literally non-existent, but I don't think I can. All right, so we're gonna kind of need to make it visible, which is a little frustrating. Nonetheless, this is what I'm gonna kind of stick to for the time being. So then if I were to create a quest, have it go to that, I can essentially start to tell people to go get objects and do things in that sense. So I'm gonna move this guy or thing, and if I move it like say here as an example, okay, it's inside of this wolf zone. If I want this wolf zone to be denser, oh, not that dense, okay. I can go like that, and now we've got a relatively, why did it go from like, okay, yeah, that's a decent amount. Okay, so, oh, now it's gonna, the wolves are gonna try and kill the quest marker. I didn't think that through. I didn't think about that part. Okay, the quest marker is too powerful. We're gonna put this guy over here. So he's out of that. I didn't think about the quest markers being able to murder things. Yeah, so I'm thinking I create like artifacts. I don't know if that's what I want to use as an artifact. Oh, the wolf is still trying to fight the thing. Okay. I don't know what to tell you, wolf. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's put some like random scenery. So just kind of put this in the ground like that. Take our quest marker dude. Let's move it like, I don't know, it's gonna be in objects, so it's kind of hidden. Let's do that. Go back into like creating zones for a second here. You just want to right click around that like that, so it creates a bubble of safety. Okay, so now not only should the wolves not attack my quest marker, but there's a place that players can go to find that. Okay, so what I'm going to have this guy do is he's going to command you to go get a bunch of artifacts or go search for artifacts. So this will be a bunch of fetch quests, but I'm going to scatter them around where all the wolves and stuff are, so players will inevitably have to fight something, but it's not necessarily a quest to just go kill wolves. With that in mind, I do want there to be some added danger to some extent. So this is, let's see, this one is, these are level 5 wolf zones. I believe all of them are. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I'm going to create a couple spots where we do close it off. So we'll have this kind of come up to there. We'll have this one kind of come up to there. Granted, I could just make them all one zone, but I want to create pockets still. So I'm going to go right click there. And then let's actually expand this out just a smidge. Ooh, that goes right up to the wall, but not the pathway, because the pathway is not near here. So go like that, and then let's open that up just a smidge there. Bring this around this way a little bit like that. So now we've got a pocket here. There's a sense of safety to some extent. This zone, that is normal. I'm gonna take him down to light. Yeah, light is a good amount of wolves. We've got our big guy here. I want him to stay there. I'll kind of open up around him. So if you get into a fight with him, you're not necessarily going to be dogpiled by a bunch of other wolves. Eat those away just a smidge. Okay, and then we're going to take our little quest marker guy. Oh, no, not what I want to do. I don't want to edit him. And we'll just add another quest marker guard there. These guys are going to be really hard to find. Really hard to find if I lose track of them. We'll put one kind of out here. So that's 3. We'll put one in here, and then we'll put another one kind of in this. Oh, there's already one there. That's where I put the first one. Let's maybe hide another one out here. Okay, so in a perfect world, like in an actual MMO, I think these would be like, it'd be like, hey, go find 5 of these little artifacts for me in that area. And there'd probably be like, 20 of them located around the place that you could go and collect, and it'd just be about exploring freely in this zone. Like, hey, go within this area and find at least 5 of these and bring them back to me. All right, so we're gonna grab our quest giver. It says discover the princess. No, I'm just gonna call the first one artifact hunt, and I'll kind of add maybe some lore context on each one, but they're all gonna be the same quest essentially. The other thing I want to do is actually I need to relabel these. So I'm gonna call these Baltran artifacts. And this will just be Baltrin Artifact 1. I knew these were going to be a pain in the butt to try and click on. There we go. All right, so now if I look at Baltrin and I look at its contents in NPCs, we've got Baltrin Artifact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of guards I have in this region, I just realized. There's a lot more NPCs I've placed than I thought. Holy buckets, McGee. All right, I'm gonna change this guy's name too, because it's really bothering me. To, how about Saldair and Gari? And then we just gotta go in and attach all of these artifacts. I'm gonna call the second one Ancient Legacy because some of the Angari are aware that this is all remnants from an ancient culture, and they kind of try and keep it under wraps though. I don't want the public to know that the Angari did not build all this. We're gonna call this Umlar Research. There is a culture known as the Umlar that potentially once lived here. For some reason the rocks around here actually deflect magic, so any magic that's kind of like traversed through the air waves, basically think of it like radio waves almost. If they come near these rocks, they seem to just get deflected and bounced off or change direction randomly, and the Angari are trying to figure out exactly how these rock formations used to be utilized, potentially to the benefit of those that built them. We'll call the last one Further Developments. They're still going to go get the last piece here. So this person is going to give 10,000 experience for just a bunch of fetch quests. Pretty easy to do, but it's going to take the player through a lot of the forest here where a lot of these wolves are. I'm going to delete one of these guys because I actually do want to add another quest giver, and I'll put them in the back so maybe players see them second. Not that it really matters. Oh, you are inside of things. Don't go inside of things. Just stay in there. Change your name real quick. Keep the nomenclature. Sunim Angari. Sunim Angari is here to help with the research, kind of be a protection attribute as well. So he's part of the detail of guards for the researchers, but he kind of has questions too. So he's going to have you go over and investigate the old tree here that has a house at the top of it. We're just going to call this a mysterious hut. And the entire premise for this is I want to put another character over here. Now there are spiders obviously, so there's going to be some danger. What I'll quickly do is, again, kind of right around the base of this, we'll get rid of some of those spiders. There we go. We'll detail this up at some point too. I'll put another quest giver here. I want to just be kind of a mysterious, like, local. We'll use the local icon, but I'm thinking of this more as like a witch of some kind that just kind of mysteriously lives on this end of the province. Actually, now that I see how much this is cut off here, I'll just loop the spiders around. Add a few more in the back here. Stay away from my artifact. All right, so you're gonna go to the mysterious hut. You will probably end up coming in contact with the quest giver here, and we'll call her Tilda the Hag. We'll put some quests on Tilda in a little bit. So the idea is you go and meet Tilda. She's gonna maybe give you some more information, but she's gonna like speak in riddles most likely, because I feel like that's what hags would do. And this guy, while he's not supposed to necessarily encourage you to go about and, you know, finagle with people that are not necessarily of the greatest nature, he's gonna be like, all right, go ahead, keep talking to her, see what she can help you with. Maybe she's got some information that we can utilize to move forward. Should probably have him kind of encourage you to go in town too, maybe. I think, you know, just so everyone knows, we'll have him maybe go pick up some supplies. So let's have him go over here to this merchant whom, as somebody reminded me I needed to point out from the last episode, this is another occurrence of Frank Beans, the traveling merchant. So go talk to Frank Beans, get some supplies for the camp here. Find even more beer. Yes, go to Frank Beans, find the beer. He's also for, yeah, I think for protection of the area, it probably would be a good idea. I want you to go to, well, that's probably the smallest wolf zone, to be honest. Let's do this, actually. I'm gonna delete this wolf zone just for the sake of taking this wolf zone. Also, what level are these? No, I don't want the tree, I want the wolf zone. I'm just gonna expand this one out, so that way there's more wolfy area to go to. And 5 is good enough. And then I want you to also come over here, and we'll just have another one to go deal with these wolves. And then he wants you to report up, well, where am I? He wants you to report up here. I did not put an NPC up here. Problematic. Put another quest giver. He's gonna get built into some stuff later, don't you worry. All right, his last quest, is going to send you up here to the pathway so that you can tell this guy how the research is going, and then eventually that will lead into basically a kind of allowing you into the main Angari territory. You know, kind of the foot of the kingdom of theirs, because you're going to have information on the research that you just need to basically take some reports to some higher ups. So there we go. We've got 2 quest givers there. Let's go back up to our lovely little hag. First thing she will do, she's going to have you kill some spiders. Good luck dealing with the big one back there if you end up getting in the middle of that mess. Let's just go 6. And we're just going to call this gardening. You're going to help her clear out her garden of spiders. He's already got to brutalize the spiders here. We'll get rid of that for now. Okay, so in the last episode, I made some scenery items that were these kind of big eleganty roses. I'm gonna place a few more around. We'll put one there. There are 2 I placed kind of in the general area of the really beautiful overgrown area. I put one back here in that little section, and then I put one up by our good friend the bear. Yevy the bear. So again, you'll have to deal with Yevy the bear. I might move Yevy the bear because I am going to add some, what's it called, like our quest markers again to these flowers. I'll put another one kind of in this area. Again, I wanted these to feel rare. Put one, yeah, one right there is a pretty good spot. Let's put one down by here. It may be in a safer spot, not quite in with the crocodiles. That, and then we'll even place one. How many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do 6. So we'll put one way out here. One kind of hiding along the back of the rocks here. Like that. Okay, now the reason there are 6, even though she's only got a few quest markers, I want specific ones to be the destination. So this one right here, it's already kind of close by to her. She can go pick it and harvest it herself. That's not a big deal. Let's quickly put some of those NPCs down. Quest markers. This one, yeah, we'll put one here. Actually, here's what I'll do. This one is relatively easy to get to. It's near the inn, so the hag can always, you know, get there on her own. She can get to that one just fine. This one up by our friend Yevy, we'll put too close to obstruction. What the heck? Oh, I must be at the edge of the map for that one. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're just gonna take this flower, gonna simple move it. Let's put it. Actually, let's throw it back behind here a little bit, so it's no longer being protected by Yevy, but that's okay. We'll put a quest marker guy there, the one that's over here by all the spiders that I seem to have lost. There it is. We'll put one there. Come over by our crocodiles and our wolves over here. Put one right there, and then we'll put the last one way out on our little island one. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be more of an annoying fetch quest to do, so I'm gonna give a lot of experience for it because I've wanted to do quests like this where you got to go find a specific item and grab it, but obviously when we did stuff like this with there was those thieves and bandits, you kind of help out in Brightwood. I just had you take the player to basically another NPC. All right, so we're gonna add one in here. Edit. We'll go to first one we put over by the cave. For lack of a better, clever name, I'm just going to call these Twisted Roses. So this is Twisted Rose 1. Alright, to save everyone the boredom of watching me click on each one of those, I just went and attached each one of them. They're all labeled Twisted Rose 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just literally going to label the quests the same thing. I'm going to make these 4K experience because it's a lot of wandering. So yeah, if you go do all of those, 18,000 experience in this region to go from 4 to 5, that's pretty spicy. I mean, that's pretty close to like a third of it almost. There's gonna be plenty of experience in this region. And because that one is all just fetch quests, it's actually really easy. You wouldn't even have to fight anything. And realistically now we do have, let's see, I don't think I attached a quest to this guy yet. Yeah, not yet. This person should, so they have you going over and doing the wolves over here, I believe. Nope, those other wolves. Okay, why don't you send people to these wolves because they're close by to your little camp, and then let's also get you to get the spiders here because they're close. Let's just do 5 of each, and then I'm going to switch these locations. You do the spiders, then the wolves. It says defeating the spiders has 0 beauty, convenience, and danger. I think that's gotta be a bug. These wolves are level 5, so they're actually pretty tough too. I might actually change these to 4s. There we go, yeah. Oh, it reset it now. Perfect. Brings the danger down a little bit. These spiders are 4 also. Okay, so this guy will have you just do level 4 combats, and then we'll have to add some other stuff. I think I'm gonna have him direct people to the dungeon over here at some point. So we'll make that a thing. I'm not gonna do all the math right now, but this guy currently sits at 4,300. Our good friend Trank is 20k. Most of his quests are with the big guys, yeah, so it's actually designating as 20,000 for level 6 because it's gonna take 84,000 to get there. So he's more of once you've hit level 5. This guy, what is it designating his as? 11,000 for level 5, so between him and the 43, sitting about 16. This guy is quite a bit of combat at 11,000. This guy's no combat, all fetch quests at 10,000. Yeah, so I mean already it's pretty easy to get to level 5, especially if you come over here and get these ones. Now there's a lot of them. I'm gonna add a lot more quests in the actual town itself. I want this to feel like it's lively, like it's gonna take people maybe some short little destinations within here, but I'd like there to be a bandit quest in here as well, so you're fighting some actual bandits, some like hooligans that are trying to do some illegal activity to some extent. All right, I think the next step is I want to do a bunch of detailing around all the ruins and such. So the first things that will probably happen is we're going to add in kind of some like elements like this near where I put our quote-unquote little artifacts. Where's my artifact that's around here? Did he disappear? There he is. Okay. Yeah, so I'll put some stuff like not just pillars but other things, so it feels like you're actually collecting specific items. As an example, put some plants and stuff in there around here too. Alright, this is kind of what I want pieces of this area to look like. Definitely some overgrowth, but like the growth has come in a long time after destruction. Give it some aspects like you gotta kind of move around a lot of the rubble to explore, and so our little quest markers down here moving around, floating around, doing its own thing. But yeah, you'll have to navigate the wolves, and then you come to like some areas like this, and then we'll kind of have these more or less visible, not hard to find. Players will obviously be able to move through a lot of the pieces of scenery and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna try and do this to all over this area. And real quick before I progress, we have another upgrade, and it's a doozy. Now I know at some point when Dungeons actually goes live, I'm gonna be required to have the upgrade for it in order to actually implement it. For the sake of the update as it currently stands, I'm pretty sure Vector Storm just made them available to everybody, even if your game doesn't have the tech for it. But I don't even necessarily see the tech on here, so I don't know where it's gonna go. So I do kind of need to be somewhat careful, and I should just try to really unlock all this as quick as possible at this point. I'm gonna do instant messages. This does just apply to hugs, or adds hugs to the entire system. And I don't know if it actually implements any kind of system that allows players to interact and talk with their friends, but if it does, that's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll do that. And then we got a streaming event upcoming. Influencer Sticky Blood is going to be checking out the 11.0 release and having a live stream. Well, that's pretty cool. You know, all the publicity we can get. Okay, I'm going to move into a whole bunch of decoratorizing, and I'll see you all on the other end. Hopefully you enjoy the time lapse that I'm inevitably going to put together of all this. Alright. I think that looks pretty dang comfortable in terms of some additional scenery and aesthetics. Let's go take a look at this stream real quick. I haven't paid attention to this kind of stuff in a while. I just want to see who's streaming, what they're doing, where they're at. Sticky Blood, my man. How's it going? Alright, he's in a level 2 party. They're currently forming up. Let's see if I can lock onto him here. Oh, and... where are you at? I'm having a hard time locking onto him apparently because he's on a hill. Oh, that reminds me, since he is a wizard, I did make some changes because there were some actual changes to the game recently with the Dungeons update that gave us access to AoE. So our Elementalist, if I go into their abilities real quick, I did change, not all of them, but just the Fireball specifically on this class. It requires a bit more mana. I think I upgraded that, but I made it do AoE damage. So right now it has a large area of effect. So not only will this deal damage over time, as well as the inflicted damage right off the bat, the way I wanted it to be, basically Fireball, it goes, hits a target, and then it burns them over time, which is the damage over time that it's instigating. I also changed it to a large area, which means instead of single target, small area, large area, these are the new AoE effects. I decided to make this a large area because I want this to be a heavy-hitting DPS character, as we've said in the past, so I'm glad that we now have AoE. AoE is like, probably was near the top of my list when it came to abilities and damage dealing additions to the game that I was really looking forward to, so I'm super, super excited for this. Now, as far as AoE goes, you can also do it to healing effects as well. I don't remember if I did it to anybody else, because I didn't want to make any catastrophic changes without, you know, you guys being able to see what I was changing. In the grand scheme of things, I'm going to want to make it so that some of the heals are actually AoE effects as well. I think the Paladin might be a candidate for that. The Alchematechnist will be a candidate for that. Volley right now, let's see, that's damage, debuff, stuff like this. So like Drowsy Concoction, or Healing Sauce rather, would be a good candidate for this. Oh, I already did change this to small area. Okay, so Healing Sauce has a heal over time, 4 health over 4 seconds, so 1 health per second, small area. So if he throws it and it hits a bunch of his friends, it should heal them, which is good. So I'll be playing with some of the abilities as time goes on here, now that there's AoE effects. It's obviously going to change the way parties are designated, and parties now, if you look over here on this party info for the character Sticky Blood is a part of, you'll see that it designates whether somebody's healer or DPS. I think there's also a tank ability, if I'm not mistaken, so I'll have to see which character classes get designated and which type of things. Obviously, the Elementalist should be DPS. That seems to be designating correctly. The Alchematechnist is a healer, which is correct as well for the most part. It's kind of a mix, but the Paladin should be coming through as a tank. So I'll have to take a look at parties and see how everybody's coming through. Like if I go and click on this party over here, we'll follow them real quick. Yeah, it's all DPSs because there's 2 Fighters of Zephyr, 2 Elementalists, so they've got no tanking and no healing. I don't know what designates them making parties. Like, I don't know if they're required to some extent to have like a certain number of DPS, a tank, and a healer. I think they should. That would be my suggestion long term in the game, but I don't know if that's how they're currently designated. While we're following these guys around though, I'm gonna go ahead and do this next upgrade because I just placed apparently 1,200 some odd pieces of grass and flowers. I am going to go back into fluff. Let's just do more fluff, more theme and exploration. We've got a whole new location that people can now explore for the most part. I haven't finished all the quests obviously in Baltrin, but Baltrin is starting to come together and there's a lot more room for quests I think we can do here just in the town and city itself. I'd like to continue exploring the direction that the ruins go as far as the things we discover from there. I've got some ideas of where those will go as we lead into Angalore, the actual capital city region up here. And then obviously lots of fun stuff that we can still do out here. Got tons of room. We have not really scratched the surface in terms of quest building around here, so that will kind of be the next step as we move forward into the next couple of episodes. With that being said though, I think this is as good a spot as ever to kind of end it for today's episode. Until next time though, I'm Kyle. This has been that one playthrough of MMORPG Tycoon 2, and I hope to see you in the next episode as we continue to expand on the lovely city of Baltrin. And if you enjoyed this video, we'd love it if you leave a like, it really supports the channel. If you'd like to see more from us here at That One Playthrough, go ahead and subscribe, we'd love to have you along for the journey. And if you didn't know, we do have a little Patreon. If you'd like to join the Patreon and be like one of these many supporters you see on screen here today, there's a link in the description down below. Until next time, have a wonderful day!